Second grade, happy Tuesday. Today is May 26th. I hope that you had an awesome Memorial Day weekend and you were able to get outside and enjoy the weather or do something fun. Today we are starting a new topic and we are getting so close to the end of our school year. So next Wednesday is your last day of school. So let's keep up the hard work and keep growing our brains into our last day of school. Today we are going to talk about clock. And we are going to talk about telling time. Here is our schedule for this week. We only have 6 more days of school, so 6 more learning days. Yesterday, we did not have any school assignments because if we were in school, we did not have school for Memorial Day. Today, you do have homework due, page 15. When you are finished with it, please submit that so you can get credit. Tomorrow, I will be having my Google Hangout at 1 p.m. So this is a little different than my normal schedule. If you're available, come and join. We'd love to see you. And then Thursday, you have another homework assignment due, page 55. And then this Friday, I'm doing another math review at 11:30. Today's lesson, we are going to review Friday's application problem. So you can get out last week, Friday's application problem to check over your work. Then we will be doing our concept development, talking about telling time, and then I will go over the directions for your problem set and homework. At the end of this video, I'm going to include optional review questions. Feel free to stick around and review with me. Here is Friday's application problem. Remember that it was about 2 pizzas for Tugu and his 5 friends to share. He wanted everyone to have an equal share of pizza. How should he cut the pizzas? Halves, thirds, or fourths? Correct answer is Tugu should cut his pizzas into thirds. If it's Tugu and his 5 friends, that would be 6 people that need to have a slice of pizza. So 2 pizzas, cut them into thirds, there will be 6 pieces of pizza. Today's objective, I can tell time to the half hour or quarter hour. You have already learned about telling time in first grade. So I want you to think about what you already know about telling time. And I see quarter hour in our objective. That might be something new that you learned today. Some materials that you will need for today. So I would like you to follow along and practice telling time on your clock. And in your packet on pages 9 and 11 is your clock template. So you can cut that out using scissors and then a glue stick to put it together. Or you have the option to use an online clock. And you can go to this website here or click on the link in the description. Before we get started, I want you to rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 5 about how comfortable you feel about telling time. So what do you already know? 0 would be, I do not understand it at all, so telling time on this type of clock. 1, I need a lot of help. 2, I think I understand but may need help. 3, I am on my way. I do not need help right now. 4, I get it, or 5, you're like an expert. You could teach someone else. Rate yourself at this time. Telling the hour hand apart from the minute hand. So which color do you think the hour hand is? It is red, so the hour hand is the shorter hand. What is it pointing to? It's pointing to the 6. So it would be 6 something. The longer hand is the minute hand, so the blue hand on my clock. Where is the minute hand pointing now? It's pointing to the 12. Where is the minute hand pointing now? It's pointing to the 4. But the tricky thing about minutes is that we don't say the number that we see, 1 through 12, we have to count by 5s, and you always start at the top when counting the minutes. So we start at 0. Practice with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then it would be the next hour. So 60, there are 60 minutes in an hour, but we wouldn't say it's now 7:60. We would say something different. This is an analog clock. What time is it showing now? So we wouldn't say 6:12, we say, o'clock. It is 6 o'clock. What time does the clock show now? Say you're thinking. Ready, go. It is 7 o'clock. What if we want to show half an hour has passed? Where will the minute hand be now? And I want you to say stop when you think I'm there. Stop. Good. So we are at half hour past 7. Which clock shows half past 7 or 7:30? Is it the first, second, or third one? You got it. It's the third one. Your turn on your clock, your analog clock, show me 7:30. You're using that paper one or the online one. So you can pause, use the online tool if needed. Which clock shows half an hour shaded? First, second, or third? It is that one. Half hour is shaded. Show me 4:30 on your clock. Pause if you need any more time when I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready. That was fast, I know. 4:30. And that's the fancy way to say it. What would be the digital way to say 4:30? 4:30. That is the digital way. Show me 10:30 on your clock. All right, I'm ready. Pause if you need more time. 10:30. Notice that this hour hand started to move closer to the 11. So sometimes the hour hand likes to trick us. Be very careful when you're reading this and don't say 11:30. It is 10:30. Instead of half past an hour, what if we keep moving the minute hand and it lands here? What fraction of an hour has passed now? Here I go. Is it 1/4, 1/2, or 3/4? From here to here. It is 1/4. And another way to say this is 1/4. It is 1/4 past the hour. So we have a new time here. 1/4 past what? Show this time on your clock. It is 1/4 past 3. What's the digital way to say this? Ready? 3:15. Show me 1/4 past 5. Ready? Pause if you need more time. Here we go. 1/4 past 5. And what's another way to say that? The digital way. Is it 3, 5:15, or 5:30? It is 5:15. Where does the next quarter hour end? So we practiced halves, quarter. Where's the next quarter hour? Right here. So we say half past for this one. So 1/4, 2/4. This is half past. How about 3/4 of an hour? Where do you think the minute hand goes next? Stop. Here is 3/4. Now, we don't say 3/4 past an hour. This is something really tricky. We're looking at until the next hour. So right now, this is 5:45, or it's 5:45, because in one more quarter, it'll be 6 o'clock. That is really tricky. 5:45 is the same thing as 5:45. Show 1/4 till 2 on your analog clock. So that means it's not 2 o'clock yet, 1/4 till 2. So it's going to be 1 something. Pause if you need more time. I'm ready. 1/4 till 2 is like this. So hour hand is almost at the 2, minute hand is at the 9. Think about what that digital time is. It is 1:45. Keep it up. So let's review. Remember, step 1 to telling time, you have to find the hour hand. So look at the short hand and what it's past and stop. Step 2, you look for the minute hand, and you have to start at the 12 and count on by 5s. So this time here would be 3, and the minute hand is pointing to the 4, count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20. This time is 3:20. Let's also review some of the tricky words or ways to tell times. So I like to call this the fancy way to tell time. Instead of saying this clock is showing 3, it is 3 o'clock. So whenever the minute hand is up at the top, pointing to the 12, we could say o'clock after the hour. For the next one, half of our clock, when the minute hand is pointing to the 6, it is halfway around it. So here, instead of saying 8:30, I could say 8:30, halfway around the clock. For the difficult ones, so these are the really tricky ones, we have quarters in our hours. So it is when this fraction, 1/4 or quarter of it, is covered. 8:15 is the same as 8:15. For 8:45, that means it's not 9 o'clock yet, but this unshaded part is showing 1/4. The same as a fourth is quarters. So in 1 more fourth of an hour or quarter, it will be 9. 8:45 is the same as 8:45. Time is shown on the clock. You can show this on your clock and then read the time out loud. Your options are 3:30, 6 o'clock, or 3:15. Pause if you need more time. It is showing 3:30, and this is the same thing as 3:30. Time is shown on the clock now. Show this on yours and then choose the correct way to say this. 1:45, 3 o'clock, or 1:15. It is 1:15. What is another way to say 1:15? Is it 1, 3:15, 1:15? It is 1:15. Which time is shown on the clock now? Move your hour and minute hands on your clock to look like mine, and then think about, is the hour hand exactly at the 5? When you're done showing this time on your clock, choose the correct answer. 4:45, 9 o'clock, 4:45. It is showing 4:45. This means it is actually 4:45. In 1 more quarter of an hour, it will be 5 o'clock. This is 4:45. That is it for our concept development. Now it's time for your independent practice on your problem set. Please turn to page 13. You have pages 13 and 14 to complete. Question 1. Tell what fraction of each clock is shaded in the space below using the words quarter, quarters, half, or halves. So on the first one, we have one part shaded in. Is that showing quarter or half? On the next one, I see two parts. What is that representing? A quarter or half? On the next one, I see three parts shaded in. Is that showing quarters or halves? On the last one, on number 1, the whole thing is shaded in. So is that showing 2 quarters or 2 halves? Number 2, write the time shown on each clock. Looking at each one, A, you can write the digital time, or you could say o'clock. On B, you could write the digital time or use the word quarter past blank. On C, that hour hand is not pointing to the 4 yet. It's a little bit past the 3. So you could say it is half past blank or write the digital time. And on D, the hour hand is coming close to the 10, but it's not there yet. So you could say half past blank or write the digital time. And on page 14, you are going to be writing the time 2 different ways for each clock. The first one has been done for you. It shows 1:30, that's the digital time, or you could say half past 1. Please write it the 2 different ways on the following clocks. Here is a reminder for all the different words that we could use around the clock. And then I am also giving you hints about how to read the minutes around the clock. Please turn in your homework for credit once you are done with it. So on page 15, you are telling time to the half hour or quarter hour, and I need you to write it 2 different ways again. So the digital time and then the word way. At this time, you can choose to move on and work on other assignments, or you could stick around for optional review time. You do have a final math test coming up, and it will be on Monday, June 1st, and that will be on Edulastic. Show a way to partition a rectangle into 4 equal shares. So on a scrap piece of paper right now, you could draw your rectangle, and then I want you to show me how to partition it into 4 equal shares. True or false? This shows 4 equal shares. It is true. This is a different way to partition it into 4 equal shares, but it is all equal shares. Does this show 4 equal shares? True or false? This is false. Those shares are unequal. Some are big and some are smaller. How about now? Does this show 4 equal shares? False. This does not show 4 equal shares. Those rectangular pieces are not the same size. 4 equal shares, true or false? This is true. They are all equal. 4 equal shares, true or false? This is true. Does this show 4 equal shares, true or false? False. These are not equal sizes. Something new. How much is shaded? I see 1 piece is shaded. So is this 1/2, 1/3, or 1/4? This is showing 1/4. How much is shaded in now? There are 3 shares shaded, so 3 what? 3/4 is shaded. How much is shaded? 2 what? 2/4 is shaded, or you could say 1/2. This is half of the circle that is shaded. How much is shaded? 2 what? 2/3. This one is tricky. It is showing 3/3, or you could say 1 whole.